At this time, I'm going to turn the program over to Dr. Denham so he can go through the program with you.
Hello, I'm just checking to see if everyone can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, just checking. I'm sorry for the difficulty before. I don't know if you heard my introduction, but yeah, I'm the professor here in the Instructional Technology program. This is my 6th school year I just completed. I'll be starting my 7th school year, and I'm the faculty coordinator for the master's program. So to give you a little bit of background on our program, so this is an online degree program that's designed for individuals who wish to increase their understanding of technology's role in teaching, learning, design, and training, as well as how to apply and enhance technology use in teaching and learning. One thing I want to make sure that folks are aware of is that this program does not lead to teaching certification by the state of Alabama, but it will prepare you for a variety of roles. And so we designed this program to prepare individuals for positions in instructional technology, educational technology, instructional design, and training in business and industry. And additionally, this degree provides a bridge to our doctoral program in instructional technology, which focuses more on research in the field of instructional technology. And I think we can move on to the next one. Yes, so as I was saying, this program has 2 strands. We have one that's focused for those who are working in P-12 colleges, P-12 schools, colleges, and universities, and for those who are interested in applying instructional technology in the workplace. Let me talk about the first strand. Within that strand, we had done some research on the need for this program, and just within the state of Alabama, we know that there are 129 school systems, and within each of these school systems, there's a district technology coordinator. For example, in Tuscaloosa City Schools, they've even extended that and gone beyond the technology coordinators. They also have tech coaches, which are those individuals trained in the use of instructional technology, not just administratively on the district level, but these are former teachers who have come out the classroom and then are hired to support teachers in the use of technology. This was needed because Tuscaloosa switched to a one-to-one initiative where they're giving Chromebooks to all their students from grades 6 to 12. So the school system recognized the need of not just providing students with the hardware, but also providing the teachers with the pedagogical skills that they need to integrate technology in the classroom. So this is a program that will appeal to those who are interested in looking working in career fields in P-12, whether it's a tech coach or it's a lead technology coordinator in the school system for a school system. Also, many of our colleges and universities have online programs such as this, and they are looking for those who are trained in instructional technology and have the technical, pedagogical, and design skills needed to help their instructors either put their courses online or learn how to integrate technology in their face-to-face classroom settings. Also, we have a separate strand for those who are interested in using instructional technology in the workforce. Many companies are moving towards hiring instructional designers to help them design their training to make sure that their employees are learning from the training, and that the training that they're providing to their employees is something that's sustained and it's applicable to what the employees are working on. So we have a separate strand for those that are interested in pursuing careers in instructional design and corporate training. And one reason why we did that is, one reason why we felt we needed to have this program is in our research that we done, we found that there's a 42% increase in the demand for people who have these skill sets, whether it's in industry or on the P12 through college and university levels. So this program, as we stated, is fully online. It's 30 credit hours, and I want to talk a little bit about that. Is that there are 21 of the hours are required coursework, so everyone's taking the same 21 hours. 3 of those hours is a kind of capstone or kind of culminating activity course where you'll put together everything that you have learned into a project. And then the other 9 hours are where we allow you to explore your interest in relation to instructional technology. We have a variety of courses within our program that can serve as those elective courses to fulfill those additional 9-hour requirements. And we're also going to work with students who may have some interest in other courses outside of the electives that we provide that may align more neatly with their interest, and we'll do that on a case-by-case basis, with the only caveat being that those courses need to be online as well. Our courses are going to be taught by UA faculty. There are 4 of us in the program. Myself, who is actually the youngest in the program, so we have the other 3 faculty members are senior faculty here. They're all there are 2 of them are full professors, and 1 is an associate professor as well, and they'll be the ones teaching the course. So we anticipate that if going by part-time, you should be able to complete the program within 2 years, and by that we mean taking 2 courses a semester. And we will, based on demand and enrollment, we plan to offer courses every semester, including the summer sessions. So these are the courses that I was mentioning that are required. We have the 21 hours, as I said, that INTE 589, that's that last project that everyone will work on. And these courses, these required courses, we feel will give everyone a strong foundation in terms of understanding the field of instructional technology. One course that we're very excited about is our INTE 535, which is Adaptive and Assistive Technologies. We feel it's very important for us to make sure that our students are well-rounded, and we know that within society that there are those who have special needs, and that we need to make sure that the students that we are training our program are equipped to handle and to be able to meet the needs of those who have special needs when it comes to learning. We also have some electives. As I said, it's based on your interest and your strand. One's in game-based learning. The M learning stands for mobile learning. 540 is the technology project management and budgeting for those of you who are interested in that, and leadership course. Our special topics course, the 539, we've kind of set that course up because, as most of you know, technology is changing rapidly. And so we wanted to have a course where if there's some new instructional technology or some emerging technology that comes about, we have the flexibility to offer a course that focuses on that new technology and how we can use that in education. And then, as you can see in the last line, it says the option of advisor approved elective courses, and that was in reference to what I had mentioned before, that there might be other courses, and we will provide some, for those of you who, once we get to that point, if you're interested in looking at some other courses that are related to instructional technology that might be in another program, we can talk at that time and then approve your use of that course as an elective. And if you have any questions while I'm talking, as Gary said, feel free to write it in the chat section. So our admission requirements. So you need to have a bachelor's degree from an accredited institution, 3.0 GPA, or a 3.0 for your last 60 hours, or 3.0 or higher to complete a graduate degree program, and a minimum score of 300 on the GRE or no lower than the 50th percentile on the MAT. Your test scores have to be in the past 5 years. We do have the ability to provide a waiver for the GRE or the MAT, and that is provided that you meet one of two criteria. The first one is that you have received a previous post-baccalaureate degree. So if you have a graduate degree and you're applying to our program, if you inform us of that, we have a process for getting your GRE or MAT requirement waived through the graduate school. The other means of getting your GRE or MAT waived is if you have relevant work experience. And in that case, what we ask you to do is to provide us with a resume and roughly just a few lines describing the work that you do and how you feel that this work is relevant to the field of instructional technology. And you have to have at least 5 years of full-time relevant work experience. And how to give a little bit more insight to that, what I do is you would email that to me, and then I pass that around to the program faculty. And once the faculty have reviewed your materials, then they'll let me know what their decision is. If it's positive, we let the graduate school know that you are that you have your GRE or MAT waived, and then they remove it from your graduate school checklist in terms of the things you have to submit to have your application marked as complete. If you still need to take the GRE or MAT, either one is fine with us. I do know that the MAT is usually given more frequently than the GRE. It's depending on where you live, and so it's either one that you feel is best for you, as long as you have the minimum score of the 300 on the GRE, or you get at the 50th percentile on the MAT, and your scores have to be within the past 5 years. So priority deadline, if you see that first one for the fall, that July 10th is tomorrow. So this is where this deadline is, it's important because it lets us know how our classes are going to look enrollment-wise, but we are taking applications after the 10th. I would encourage those of you who have not started an application for the fall to start now, because it takes, especially if you need to take the GRE or the MAT. We can't get your GRE or MAT requirement waived. You need to get an application in now, because you're going to need to get a score in before we start school, and then you still have to have your application go through the review process in graduate school. Then it has to be reviewed by us. So that's why we set these priority dates, so that it will help those who do need to take the graduate exams to have plenty of time to have their materials reviewed, so we're not rushing. For spring 2010, the priority deadline is the November 10th, and for summer 2019, it's going to be April 10th. So yes, like I said, even though we have a priority deadline for tomorrow, we're still taking applications, and then we will we will review them, and it's just if you have to take the GRE or the MAT, it might make processing everything a little tight, depending on when you can schedule your test and get your scores to UA.
Thank you, Dr. Denham. As a distance learner, you'll have access to the same resources available to campus students. You are eligible to apply for federal financial aid. Students eligible for military educational assistance may use their educational benefits here at the University of Alabama. Distance learners have access to all university library resources, including access to scholarly databases, assistance with writing and citation, tools and tips for research, and the Interlibrary Loan Program. There's also a dedicated distance learning librarian on staff to assist students as they navigate the library resources. The Writing Center offers online assistance and tutoring to students who are unable to visit the campus location. The Center for Academic Success provides individualized tutoring, study skills workshops, and exam reviews through web-based methods to meet the needs of distance learning students. Blackboard tutorials are available for those who have never taken an online course. Distance learning students pay a flat hourly tuition rate regardless of residency. The rate does not include any applicable course fees or books. Students have the option to purchase access to the Student Health Center and the Student Recreation Center. Unfortunately, you must be enrolled as a campus student in order to be eligible for athletic tickets. The College of Continuing Studies offers scholarships to students who are enrolled in degree programs facilitated through continuing studies. You must be currently admitted or accepted for admission in order to apply. Applications are accepted year-round, and scholarships are awarded each semester. Now I'd like to share some information about the University of Alabama and the College of Education. The university was established in 1831 as the state's first public college. Approximately 38,000 students attend UA, with about 5,500 of those students enrolled in graduate programs and about 4,800 enrolled in distance learning programs. We are an accredited and reputable institution. The College of Education was established in 1928 and offers more than 20 graduate degree programs for distance learning students. Faculty offices and classrooms are located in Graves and Carmichael Hall. The College of Education is made up of 6 departments. This particular degree program is housed in the Educational Leadership, Policy, and Technology Studies. In the next few days, you'll receive an email with information that includes important website addresses and contact information, as well as a link to the recorded session. This brings us to the end of our presentation. At this time, I'm going to put up Dr. Denham and my contact information on the screen. Please feel free to type your questions in the chat box on the left-hand side. I'll read the questions, and Dr. Denham will address them as they come through. First one is from Greg Truitt, and he wants to know, will transfer courses be allowed for the program? If so, how many?
So, Greg, to my understanding, right now we're not taking transfer courses. The way the program was set up through the Alabama Council of Higher Education, we had discussed the 21 hours. Now, that being said, I would have to talk with the other program faculty, we might be able to take transfer credits in regards to the elective courses. So to meet the requirements of those 21 hours, we won't be able to take transfer courses, but I'll discuss it with the program faculty and with the graduate school and see if we're able to do it for those 9 hours, if that makes sense.
And Danita Miller wants to know, what is the extension deadline dates for fall applications?
So I would say ASAP. We start school, Gary, I believe the 22nd of August.
Yes, sir.
So I would really would like to have everything by the 1st of August. I think that would be, and that would be tight, but we should be able to still work through. Like I said, there are some things that are out of our control, as in the grad school has to review all application packages before they refer it to us to be reviewed. So, and also, like I said, if you have to take a graduate exam, you have to schedule the exam, take the exam, get the scores here, and that could be something that holds up the application packet. So I would say get everything in as soon as possible, especially if you still need to take the graduate exam.
Thank you, Dr. Denham. And Felicia wants to know, I'm sure you covered this question, but I'd like to know who is the contact person to be considered exempt from the GRE or MAZ?
That would be myself. You would email me. As I said, you'd email me with if you're trying to, if you have a previous graduate degree, what we ask for is that you send us an unofficial transcript that shows that you completed a graduate degree. And if you're trying to meet it with the relevant experience, that you send me a resume along with a brief statement of how you feel the work that you've done, that you have 5 years of relevant work experience. And then I pass those materials on to the program faculty, and then we'll decide, and then we'll let you know. And if the answer is yes, we'll let the graduate school know, and they'll take it off the requirements of things that you need for your application.
And Gregory Gray wants to know, will any of the courses focus on the administrative side of instructional technology, i.e. securing federal funds, policies, etc.?
Yes, there will be. Gary, could we go back to, I think that was slide 11 that had the list of courses. I want to make sure I get the right number. There it is. That would be INTE 541. 41 would meet that.
Thank you, Dr. Denham. Felicia wants to know, I have previous graduate degree from UA and currently an employee at the university for 19 years in the Office of Technology.
I think you're good to go. I think you just need to, as I said, just send me, either way you want to go about it, Lita, that would work. So sending me an unofficial transcript with a formal request to get it waived, or your resume with that request. So either way you want to go about it.
Thank you, Dr. Denham. I'll wait just a minute or two, see if there's any other questions from our prospective students. Again, my contact information as well as Dr. Denham's contact information is on the screen. Please feel free to reach out to us with questions. We'll be sure to get back with you with those questions in a timely manner. Greg wants to know, can we get a copy of this presentation? Actually, Greg, you'll be emailed a copy of this presentation in the next couple of days. It'll also be placed on the website for future reference, but you will get an email with this presentation in it. And I think that is it for our questions. Again, I would like to thank Dr. Denham for being here this morning. Thank you for joining us from wherever you may be. And if you have questions, please let us know. Dr. Denham, thank you. Do you have any closing remarks?
No, I'm looking forward, but I'm looking forward to see some applications from everyone in this room. Yes, please, I thank you for coming and spending a little bit of time with us today to learn more about our program.
Thank you, and roll Tide.